Depends on how I handle my story and how you're able to handle your own story.
It is what you decide in your mind that determines you, not your situation.
I don't hear well. But one thing is, we are better together.
Dushman Lucy Pius therapy.
Welcome to Against All Odds on the Nigerian Television Authority, a program that brings to your doorstep the lives of persons with disability.
How to make a sculpture piece. You get your clay. It has to be processed and well kneaded. Prevent it from drying by putting it in a plastic bag. Then get a base. Bases are essential because you need to sculpt on a surface that can make the work easy to move. A spatula, a piece of broom to etch and make details. Now, one good thing about art is everything could be used as a material. Let's sculpt. The hands of an artist never seem to lie.
Did you get to see the way Caleb about to post this?
Don't forget to send in your messages.
There's a difference between picking, child, and issue.
It's actually cool. The idea that is the can do more with less people.
If we have a better way of addressing these issues, taking care of.
Congratulations, you've been able to sign Tino Werner from RB Leipzig.
You take water before your workout.
People have used that for little TikTok to do this.
You can do for test that.
A lot of people don't even have resources.
I'm Cecil, and this is the Medley Show on NTA.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTA. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
Kaduna State University has asked students to return to class for the commencement of academic activities in the face of protracted strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. The university management argued that Academic Staff Union of Universities Kaduna State branch has no business with what is going on at federal government-owned universities because there is no contention between them and the state government. The University Authority directed conduct of semester examinations, which was halted midway, allegedly by ASU. What is the implication of this food? This is the focus of Panorama today. I am Amina Said. You can follow this news broadcast live on our website nta.ng/live and our other social media platforms displayed on our screens. The Imo State Police Command has confirmed the killing of 4 police officers in the attack on Agua Police Station by suspected members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra and its affiliate Eastern Security Network. A statement by Police Public Relations Officer Michael Abatam indicates that members of the group in their numbers forced their way into the police station using 2 tipper trucks while shooting sporadically and throwing improvised explosive devices into the premises. Police operatives of the division, joined by the police tactical team, engaged members of the militia group in a gun duel, resulting in casualties on the side of the attackers. 2 suspects were, however, reported to have escaped from custody, while 1 rifle is yet to be recovered. The statement further notes that the Commissioner of Police, Imo State Command, Mohammed Ahmed Bardi, has visited the scene of the incident for an on-the-spot assessment, as well as the area of the community, where he assured him and members of the community of the command's commitment in ensuring that peace is restored to the area, promising that perpetrators of the crime will be brought to justice. President Muhammadu Buhari has reiterated his condemnation of the attacks against non-indigenous and law enforcement officials by terrorists in the southeast, promising all possible action in conducting a speedy investigation to bring the perpetrators to justice. President Buhari's reaction came amid reports of the slaying of 6 Nigerian citizens and the brutal killing of a number of policemen at their duty posts, urging community and religious leaders to speak more forcefully against the killings, stand up and defend the ethos of our cultural and religious heritage. He expressed it as his administration's unwavering commitment to peace and stability in the southeast and the entire country, saying that the reports of killings anywhere were sad and unwelcome. He offered his condolences to the family of the law enforcement agents murdered and to the government and people of Niger Republic, whose citizens were cruelly beheaded by the beastly attackers. Students of Kaduna State University have been in a state of dilemma as a result of conflicting directives between university management and the Academic Staff Union of Universities on commencement of academic activities. Dr. Mohammed reports that students started writing examinations before it was stopped as the chapter of the union dissociated itself from resumption of academic activities.
Kaduna State University, though owned by the state government, but is on strike as a result of ongoing standoff between the federal government and Academic Staff Union of Universities, leading to closure of all universities in the country. For more than 4 months now, students are at home as no academic activity is taking place. Recently, ASU elongated the strike by additional 4 weeks. However, management of Kaduna State University directed students to resume as academic activities are expected to commence. Students were allowed to start semester examination, and in the process, the exercise was halted.
Yeah, they told us that we are starting exams today, so we came to school today, and most of the students went to class to start their exams, but the ASU members came and chased them out of the classes. So we don't know if the exam is still holding or not.
I came to school, I saw students, although I didn't see anyone writing the exams, but according to my timetable, I have exams on Thursday.
I can't say we are back in school because there is confusion that is going around the school.
But some have been questioning the eligibility of the examination as questions are not set up by the striking lecturers.
My position has never changed. The position has always been that we're on strike, and that position has never changed.
Authorities at the institution are accusing chapter of the union for joining the strike meant for federal universities, arguing that the said solidarity claimed is uncalled for. Officials of the union denounced the position of the university authority and vowed to continue with the strike.
We have never changed our position. Our position is still clear that we're still on strike. We have never actually changed our position ever since the strike action. So what we did today was to group members on what was deliberated at the next meeting that just ended in our National Secretariat in Abuja.
Whatever argument one will put forward, the overall interest of students remains a factor. Dauda Mohammed, NTA News.
Now for our discussion segment, we have a public analyst, Bashir Amusa, in our studios to discuss the issue. You're welcome, sir.
Pleasure, thank you. My pleasure being with you.
So what do you think are the reasons for lecturers in Castle to join the strike in view of the fact that state government has met all conditions in terms of their welfare?
Well, to me, I don't think the Castle staff have any valid reasons or basis for joining the strike because the national body is on strike. Because essentially, they are staff of the state government. They are not staff of the federal government. And essentially, they are being paid their salaries and allowances by state governments. So there is no basis for them to join the national body in this protracted strike. Because if they do that, then they are not being fair to themselves, they are not being fair to the students, they are not being fair to the state governments, that is the employers. So I don't think they have any valid reason for joining the strike. To me, I don't think so, because it's morally wrong. Because they are paid to teach by the state government. Now, if they cannot teach, then there is no reason for them to be paid. And this, even if the demands of us generally are being fulfilled by the federal government, the ASU branch, they are not going to benefit from that fulfillment. So what are the reasons for the strike? They have no reason whatsoever.
So what's your take generally on recent development?
Well, I think I'm calling on the state governments, just like what Malam Rasi Rufai did, by calling all state chapters to go back to their classes, because all state chapters of ASU have no basis whatsoever to join this national strike by the national body of ASU, because they are being paid by the various state governments. Like I said, even if the demands of ASU are being fulfilled as it is now, the state chapters are not going to benefit from that fulfillment. So what are the basis? If they have problem with the local state governments, they should face the state governments with their own problems and then solve it amicably. For now, the way it is, they are not doing justice to the students. As our students are at home for more than 6 months, it's not good for their own life. You see, that brings delinquency. They can go into other acts that are demeaning to the society.
That brings me to the next question. As a parent, what is your take on the issue?
Well, like I said, as a parent, as a father, I think ASU in KASU are not being fair to us as parents. They're not being fair to themselves. They're not being fair to the state governments that pay their salaries and their allowances.
Not just ASU in general.
Well, ASU generally, the way they are doing this strike, I think they are becoming more or less political. Because last year they were on strike for over 10 months. And this year they are now on strike for almost 6 months, or over 6 months. So they are taking a very, very extreme position. because the education sector is not the only sector that is begging for attention. Look at the health sector, look at the electricity sector. All the sectors in the country are begging for attention. It's not only education. So they can do with what they have presently, so that they can continue with their work, and they cannot get 100% what they need from the federal government. So if they continue to do that, then they are not putting the government in jeopardy. They are putting the students and the parents in jeopardy, because they are going to be, the parents and the students are going to be receiving it. Now, when you send away the student for over 6 months to stay at home, doing what? Doing what? Eh? Doing what? In fact, look at in our own areas now, northwest, farming is no longer tenable. So you can ask the students to go back to the farms, because even the real farmers, they are not going to their own farms because of the security challenges. So what are they going to do at home? What do they do at home? They become another liability to the parents, or what? What do they do? They are not professionals, so they cannot earn a living for them to be productive to the society. So what do you want them to do at home when you ask them to go back to go back home?
So what is the way out?
So the way I look at it is, I think the federal government and then essentially the state governments, they should find a lasting solution to this ASU imbroglio, because I don't think it is always fair when there is anything, no matter how minor it is, then the lecturers will shut down universities, and then they will ask the students to go back home. I don't think it's all right. Now, I think to the state governments in particular, why can't they ask the state assembly to enact a law proscribing any civil servant in the state to partake in any strike that is being initiated by the national body, like ASU now? All lecturers in the universities owned by the state, controlled by the state, paid by the state, there should be a law prohibiting them to join any strike embarked upon by the national body for ASU. Just like the Nigerian Medical Association, the local branches now should be proscribed from participating in any national strike initiated by the national body. So I think this I believe will go a long way in preventing this type of crisis, education crisis and crisis, because this education crisis can lead to so many things.
So what do you think is expected by the students?
Well, the students, as it is now, I think they should persevere, and then face their studies very squarely, even at home, and then they should be useful to their parents. They should assist their parents in doing little works in the family, and then they should conduct themselves as good citizens in the country. They shouldn't engage in taking illicit drugs. They shouldn't engage in political crisis, joining these political hoodlums. They should engage in that. They should persevere and then pray so that this crisis comes to an end.
Thank you very much, sir. That's where we stop in the discussion segment.
Thank you, my pleasure.
We now take a break. Panorama continues shortly.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
This is Panorama reaching you live from Kaduna Network Center. Women politicians in Kaduna State are marshalling support for female candidates vying for various elective positions in the forthcoming general elections next year. The gender mainstream proponents have put their act together to promote their interests devoid of party affiliation. Adamu Sunday reports that the Independent National Electoral Commission in Kaduna State provided a platform for cross-fertilization of ideas among female candidates and women in politics.
In Kaduna State, apart from a female running mate of a governorship candidate, there are 35 female candidates seeking elective positions on the banner of various political parties for next year's general elections.
Women have remained marginalized.
These women have crossed hurdles of the party's primaries and are now gearing up for general elections as they converge under one roof, devoid of party partisanship, to discuss their plight.
Chances of women is actually more positive because yesterday is not today. So there are plenty improvements when it comes to women engaging in politics.
Women don't have money. So that is a huge factor. But we need to find a way around it because the state we are in now, as a nation, women are needed.
The Independent National Electoral Commission in Kaduna mastermind this gathering to assist participants to push their agenda to electorates. The state resident electoral commissioner, Asama Osani Mekudi, said women politicians are making appreciable progress. Kaduna State is among states with a high number of women appointed into the mainstream of governance. Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force will continue to explore all avenues in strengthening and expanding its manpower requirement for professional and responsive service delivery. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Olade Amau, stated this at the inaugural capping and strapping ceremony of 3 sets of Nigerian Air Force College of Nursing Sciences, Kaduna. Haruna Mohammed tells us more.
The establishment of the Nigerian Air Force College of Nursing Services as an autonomous unit is at the instance of the rapid expanded medical facilities of the Nigerian Air Force. The unit at the front line serves at reducing mortality rates of military personnel. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Olade Amao, in a message says the training will enhance the capacity of medical services to meet contemporary health and manpower challenges.
This is very essential as we continue to encounter more diseases of public health concern, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, and more recently, the outbreak of the monkeypox disease in Nigeria and other parts of the world.
Efforts are being made to affiliate the Nigerian Air Force College of Nursing Sciences to Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, for the award of Bachelor of Nursing Sciences degree.
The capping and strapping ceremony of students signifies process of becoming a certified nurse in line with tradition to honor Miss Florence Nightingale of the Crimean War. The college is poised to producing a professional nursing workforce that will deliver efficient and effective nursing services to Nigerian Air Force and Nigeria at large. In Kaduna, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Kaduna State is consolidating on various intervention programs by the National Directorate of Employment to make small and medium enterprise a hub of employment generation and self-reliance, especially among skilled and unskilled people. There are a lot of success stories embedded in the scheme. This is what prompted a board member of the Directorate to visit Kaduna on a fact-finding mission. 35-year-old Mercy Omale is part of the success story of the entrepreneurial program of the National Directorate of Employment to support business-like minds. She is now a caterer and making fortunes.
Business is going well, and God is really helping us. We have trained a lot of people that some of them, before leaving here, they have even started their business little by little before leaving.
For other trainees, it is a road to self-reliance.
I want to have a big restaurant where I can add bakery too, for bread bakery.
These and more achievements is what informed the visit of one of the board members to interface with beneficiaries.
At the level of the board, there's this discussion going on to review allowances for trainees and even the trainers. That, in our own thinking, will go a long way in attracting people into skills training. Skills training, you don't just go and train and go back and expect somebody to give you a job. You should be able to be on your own.
Trainees under the Directorate are making appreciable progress in catering, makeup, computer programming, welding, and woodwork, among others. A sizable percentage of youths benefited from the more than 5,000 jobs created by the National Directorate of Employment in Kaduna State. As rainy season continues, communicable diseases such as cholera remain one of the major challenges in communities with poor environmental hygiene. In Katsina Town, for instance, indiscriminate dumping of refuse on waterways, coupled with stagnant water within some communities, expose the residents of such areas to cholera. Shiva Adamu takes a look at the vulnerability of some communities within Katsina Town, as well as efforts being made by residents and government to avert possible outbreak of cholera in the state.
Cholera is a waterborne disease and the risk of transmission is higher where there is poor sanitation and destruction of clean water. It is against this background that many communities in Katsina are vulnerable due to the indiscriminate dumping of refuse on the waterways, which lead to water stagnation in their areas.
Once a person is infected with cholera, he can quickly become dehydrated because there is high frequent of person watery, effortless diarrhea. So the body fluid of that person will be drained within a short period of time.
While government is taking adequate measures to address the problems of open defecation and water sanitation, communities are complementing government effort by clearing their drainages for free flow of water.
Let the community also report. If the community fails to report, then they are hiding a criminal infection. Because I call it a criminal infection, the disease has no respect to anybody's sex or age.
To avert any possible outbreak of cholera in Katsina, the State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, RUWASA, has distributed cholera prevention kits to all the 34 local government areas. The items donated include chlorine, hydrogen chloride, disinfectant, aqua tabs used.
It's a successful title defense. Gains record by 0.2 miles. Amazon is on fire this season. He has forgotten how to lose. Brilliant by the Nigerian. Simply brilliant. The 12.29. It's best landing on the 12.3. Super far. A handful of women in history got it quicker than that. And the wind, it was minus 3.2. It wasn't helpful. It would have been around +1.
And later today, with Nigeria expected to register more medals on the board. Now for sports update with Cynthia Ogun.
Nigeria's under-20 women team, the Falconets, have arrived Costa Rica ahead of their 2022 FIFA Under-20 Women World Cup. The team, who departed Nigeria Thursday, arrived Saturday morning. The Falconets, who had qualified for the competition without losing a single match, winning 6 out of 7 games, will play their opening group match against France on the 12th of August before facing Canada and Korea later in the group. Still on football, ahead of the first and second legs of the CAF Champions League and Confederation Cup, Nigeria's representatives in the 2022/2023 seasons of the CAF Interclub competitions, Rivers United, Plateau United, Remo Stars, and yet to be determined 2022 ITO Cup champions will know their preliminary opponents on Monday. According to CAF, the draw will be conducted in CAF headquarters in Cairo, Egypt. In the English Premier League, 3 matches will be decided Sunday as Leicester City welcome Brentford. Manchester United will take on Brighton as Manchester City go away to West Ham at the London Stadium. Meanwhile, in the matches played Saturday, Chelsea beat Everton 1-0 as Tottenham came from a goal down to defeat Southampton 4-1. Newly promoted side Fulham were the better side for it as they held Liverpool to a 2-2 draw in the day's early kickoff. And finally to tennis, world number 1 Daniil Medvedev won his first ATP title of 2022 with straight sets win over British number 1 Cameron Norrie at the Los Cabos Open in Mexico. The Russian, who have lost in 5 finals, beats the defending champion 7-5, 6-love for his first trophy since last year's US Open. With Sports Update, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
And that's it on Panorama. Don't forget to join NTA in the fight against rape and rapists.